Hey, it's Crack 36, and we are going to do Allied turn six. I've already done the Russia turn six. I did some sort of math with Russia to make sure that he can't, you know, kill me. So looks good right now. I've got at least two turns, if not three turns, before he could challenge me again. So all of these air have got to play a key role in buttressing other parts like India and then maybe thrusting into other parts, perhaps Greece, eventually Turkey. So looking forward to this round. We can obviously he's making a major swing in this direction and toward Calcutta. But again, Calcutta is just not worth a lot. And if he went that way and gave complete way to my Navy there and Air Force, um, it's powerful. I'm not going to lie, but he doesn't have the money island, so um, he can't get to that sort of minimum 60 count. He could bump up to 45, 50, which is fine. Um, I so you try to envision what you want. You know what's the goal? Where do you want your forces? Obviously, this force being in C Zone 6 would be awesome. That's a loss of $10. That'll keep them sub 40 even with Calcutta. And then no more expansion into um, Russia. That would be helpful. And then uh, this is kind of the best. I mean, obviously, you'd love a huge Chinese stack in, Hunan, Anhui, something like that, but not necessary. Uh, this is still pretty good when you have Yunnan and Calcutta. So it's kind of like dealing with a thorn bush, which I did this week when I was hunting. It's tricky, and usually you get thorns. Um, but unless you want a Napoleonic direct collision battle, which would require more, by the way, than really it would require every American dollar and a rather compliant Japanese player, um, you're not going to get that satisfaction. What you are going to get is what you're seeing here, which is strong. This is a strong, healthy NSAC. This is an extremely strong, healthy United Kingdom Pacific. And this is a strong um, China and a strong America. But then on the other, and like I said, keeping him sub 40 is just tremendous. So we're going to take that as a victory. And if he wants to attack and suffer the loss of a good amount of Air Force, that's fine with me. The key here is that I would have reinforcements coming. So that's what I want, and mostly reinforcements that are Navy and air, not ground. Then on this side, what do I want? Well, potentially we want to we do want a base. If we can get a base going, that would be helpful. Now, Ukraine or the Caucasus ends up being an excellent place for air. They can dominate the Med on the Eastern Med. I gotta sneeze. But Greece looks a lot more doable than Norway. Um, he looks like he's in a static defensive position. Um, if this factory had gone into Western Ukraine, we could have thought about, okay, I need to get more air power up to Russia, but it did not. It went to Romania, which means he's expecting and left open the door for Greece to be an American factory. And the other door open right now is a neutral crush, but we take a look at 13, 15, 16 units. We have to get quite a bit of units built in order to do a Operation Sea Lion kind of thing. I mean, Operation Normandy, Overlord. So what are we going to do? Let's find out what technology we're going to get. We've got heavy bombers. Um, I did lose two transport here. I don't want to do that again. We did gain $3 from the Italians, which is excellent. Let's go ahead and purchase one more tech. We're at 83. That'll give us two. Here we go. We're going to accept the dice roll. We have two misses and we're five above. Okay, so what do we want to do? We have a sufficient Air Force. Let's try to get some grounders. I hate to go with more than two, honestly speaking, and but I do need two more transports. Okay, so that's the. Let's see what else we need in the Atlantic. I mean, potentially we need to stand toe to toe with this, but we do have a carrier, cruiser, two destroyers, um, and although that might not survive the encounter, another aircraft carrier, it would be sufficient to destroy his air force, which basically ends his ambitions in the east. That whole force at some point is moving to Bryansk. That's the big move right now toward ultimate destruction of the German Navy, army. Is an expeditionary force. If he goes south in the Caucasus, this moves forward. Unless he's got a trick up his sleeve I don't know about that spells division of his army, splits it in two. These never see the light of day again, but are adventuring here, potentially endangering my factory. But with that kind of mobile force, I've literally got this force is 30 strong. I've got um, 8, 10, 14, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I've got 25, 26. I've got air that equals this. So that's why I've built so many air. So his expeditionary force cannot stand up. So I don't think that's going anywhere. In fact, the big move this game is this air out of Moscow to either Greece or to um, Persia in order to support India, which with these forces and my air force would be sufficient. And with him producing 6 per turn and these factories being bombed out, which I anticipate, and then with me building 10 plus, the Russians should be able to defend themselves at this point in time. All right. That's the idea. So, but I do additionally have a goal of having a sufficient navy for here to make, you know, him nervous about Germany and the Berlin bank job, which is Americans take West Germany or Denmark, and British take Berlin. So he can't leave Berlin open like this. Which means the Navy really wants to be over here, not over here. All right, so this is for the Atlantic, and then over here in the Pacific, I need ships. I'm gonna put in another carrier, another 2 planes. I do like the heavy bombers quite a bit. The 4 transports are to transport the guys out of Morocco. I'm down to transport for these guys. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 units, and I've only got 1 transport in the area. So technically, I need more transports than that. Okay. I think that's sufficient. My only question is the aircraft carrier. So these guys are moving down. Potential of complete annihilation. This has I can block him though. So I've got the early build. I built a lot of destroyers so I could block him. So he will not be able to hit me with the ships. They'd have to all be planes, which of course any allied player would be like, yes, please give up your planes. So then, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get out of the aircraft carrier. I think my Navy is sufficient. I'm going to go with another bomber. I don't want to do this. I need buying transports. Oh, all right. I am going to try. I think I might try. Yeah, okay. I will buy. Okay, got to do it. Okay, let's do this. We how to make this uh, a force which he fears. Like here, he looks like he's either conceding the $11 because I'm able to block into 19 after the combat here. So then, what do you do? What's the plan? And the plan probably should be to ferry units back and forth and just eventually fill this area up until you have a critical mass to move into a more with a ground force. Then you've got another front. Yes. Okay. So we're going to destroy this navy. It's pretty obvious. And then we're going to give. We got the and we could risk this, or we could send in a destroyer. Either is good because he has the skirmish, but you know my skirmishes don't go well usually. He has no destroyers. Oh, well, that's obvious. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, good. So in the destroyer wars, which is what I call this action right here, destroyer wars. This is destroyer wars right here. Um, Over here, you have the opposite of destroyer war. This is actually destroyer wars too, because these are subs, and he needs to build a destroyer, and he can't, or doesn't have the money, or didn't, and that makes the destroyer wars, which is the sub destroyer interplay, to be a critical factor. Now I'm going to completely move into C Zone 6 so I can bring the fighters here. I have 5 carriers, so I can send 10 planes in. Only got 9 planes. I can send a bomber in if I know where I'm going to land a bomber. The whole thing is he going to get 2 hits, right? Which would, completely suck. And I can bring that back to Soviet Far East for the bombing raid. that I can start setting up, which will, here we got an $11 convoy, start bombing Japan. Things left with his factories. I think that all looks pretty good. This will eventually go there, right? I don't. The reason he left his fighters here was because of this transport. If I didn't have a transport, he could have brought those fighters further south. So we want to keep that transport there. Let's go to active units. Okay, we're going to take 2 anti-aircraft in. That'll be later. Okay, so we do feel really good about going into Greece. Now, he can't hit me. It'll take 2 turns, and I can put up blockers. I've got plenty of Air Force to bring in there. And the air base in Greece will actually do a lot. I believe it goes, well, if I had Turkey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nope. I need a place that would support this, and Turkey, and India. Turkey is obviously the spot, but and of course those all can't be in the same place at once. Egypt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Iraq, it's Iraq. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Uh, Caucasus, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hmm. All right. Well, this looks good, and it'll give them another front. And the Japanese are at least 2 turns away because I can throw blockers from taking India if they were thinking about it. And they really have to march those guys down, I think. He can put 12 on a boat. He doesn't have 12. I've got more than 12 here. My income right now in UK Pacific is pretty good, 19. So I can put 8 guys down, and no, 6 guys down. Bring these 2 back. All right, we've got an American bomber here, and I want to hit this. I have to call him. It's only 5:15 in the morning. Shucks. Well, that would kind of suck to call to do that. Because I do like to fight these. So I'm going to take 3 in, so he will be tempted to scramble. Not 4. We like him to scramble, believe it or not, because I think his fighters are worth a lot more than my bombers. Inflationary terms, the Allies are making a ton of money, um, and the Germans are not. So if we look at this in inflationary terms, this is without the American income. So it's almost even without the American income. And then the Americans are going to get another $80. So add 80 on top of this. If you buy a loaf of bread and you're making, $200,000, and I buy a loaf of bread and I'm only making $100,000, obviously your loaf of bread costs you twice as much. as mine in inflationary terms because you only have 50 cents to my dollar. So I'd like to pose this challenge to the Axis player. Of course, this one can do a freebie. Now, where does that American fighter want to go? All right, I think that's it for the American combat. I can take Tobruk, but it's of no value to me. And these guys are a little stuck. The other thing is I can put a lot of these forces into 97, which will cause them to really have to um, attack that force. And hopefully it loses some aircraft. My big question is, what about aircraft on foreign and aircraft carriers? Do they defend with the Navy? Um, oops, sorry. I'm going to check that out real quick. It's early in the morning, and I had that question last night. Um, I find actually a Google search is pretty good. So do my airplanes on a Allied carrier defend with the carrier? Let's try it. So I know that at certain points that's not true, but I'd really like to see that in Axis Allies. Okay. So, question regarding carriers. Which rule is this? Just block global. According to the rule book, if a carrier gets attacked, any air units based on carrier which take a hit are considered cargo and can't defend. My question is, in which instances is this even possible? If the carrier gets attacked, any aircraft participate in the battle, that means all aircraft are already in the air. I don't see how rule is relevant. Let's see if any big wigs. Um, just look. Other Bomber Harris is a big wig. Variants I know. And all right. Since air units cannot land on a damaged carrier, the only air units on such carrier must be guest planes belonging to an ally, which were aboard when the carrier sustained its damage and are then trapped on the carrier until it is repaired. As you say, that cannot happen if the carrier is defending. Oh, it's when the carrier is attacking. As the guest air would take off, participate in defense of the land, which it cannot do on a damaged carrier. So it must occur in attack when the guest plane is carried aboard the carrier as cargo and does not participate in the battle. See the multinational box on page 20 of the Pacific 42nd edition. Excellent. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. See, Google does help, even though, we rightfully hate Google. All right, good. So this, how did that happen? All right, we I think are only seeing, let's just check what I'm sharing here. I believe I am sharing, yes, I'm sharing the board game, not the internet. So you guys just saw the internet, but I'm only sharing the board game. All right, so then we will send, oh, we can't do that. Now, these guys will ride along. I think we're going to pile up here. I think that better be the way we go. Let's make them fight it out. And we will go this way and wait for our transportation. Okay, these will go into convoy mode. And this will go over here to make its way to 93 so we can all be on station. All right, I think that's it for active units, and America is ready to go. And let's see if I can get this out of here. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so I am going to roll the dice, and he's going to have to just be an honest man. And if he would have scrambled, he takes the dice rolls, and if he wouldn't have scrambled, he doesn't. He doesn't usually take the dice rolls. Oh, I can send two subs in here because he has no destroyers. Of course. All right. That's it. All right, let's go back to actions. And so I am going to do this, Schultze. You will, at this moment, make a decision whether you're scrambling or not. Let me check, see if you're there somehow. Live chat, nobody's there. Schultze, will you scramble? No, I will not. Or yes, I will. I'm gonna go with yes, you. I'm gonna go with yes, you will, because then I'll know. Um, you know what? I'll go with no, you won't, because you said no last time. Oh, there's 5 planes here. I didn't see that. I'll go 5v1. That would be ridiculous. For all planes can scramble, I think. Oh no, no, no. This is 12 planes scrambling. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that rule. You scramble into a C zone next to you, but when you're defending against bombers, they all defend. Okay, so he's got these protected. So I don't want to go against. I kind of want to go against that anyways. Let's go against Novgorod. 12. Hmm. Now I need the rule book again. I think those, I think these do not rise in the air. I don't think they'd scramble, but I have to see. No, 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 no. This scrambles into the C zone. I'm going to not do that. I'd have to reopen the rules for intercepting. 6 versus 12. Yeah, let's not give away the game yet. So this is an interesting one right there. Hmm. All right, we're going to leave those bombers there. Now, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do anything. I think that's it. Okay. I have to look up the intercepting. I want to do it again. I'm going to look up the intercepting rule. Um, Axis and allies. I'm on the internet right now. 1940, do divers, dive bombers. Um, what are they called? What does he call them? Tactical bombers scramble against or intercept against bombers. Tactical bombers can land on carriers. Okay, let me go to accessknowledge.org. I'm looking some up on the internet right now. Um, huh. Pain State's over here playing Axis and Allies. No kidding. Okay. That's okay. Let's go back to the game. Sorry for the delay. I'm going to leave the bombers out of it. I need those forces there alive. And okay, I kill, and he gets nothing in return. Nice. And then we go to non-com. I think for right now, I'm going to bring the Americans here. And that will allow me that if I wanted to take this in, I'd have 6 units, not 4. And then I will move these two anti-aircraft. I've got plenty of. It's going to give me two more guys, two more units. Land those here. I wonder why they're building up. Where can they go? I am going to have to put at least one there. I'll put 2 and I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time, which means I might have to abandon this. This would be good though. Shucks. You know what? They don't have to go. They do not have to go this turn. Okay, let's get them out of there. I will just build them up over there. I need this carrier on this boat if I want to try to convoy this area and draw him into a conflict. And I definitely want to draw him into a conflict. Okay, so they don't have to go anywhere. Should have stayed put last turn. And then over here, America is going to non-com move into the C zone for the convoy, and we will send blocking destroyer here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He wouldn't make it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he's blocked. The fighter, the bomber goes back here, so I can bomb him. pan next turn. Yeah, looks good. All right, let's put the active units. Yes. All right, and I'll move these guys up here. Why not? Turn over. Sorry for the long turn. I will put a transport, 2 transports over here. And we'll put 4 over here. And we'll put 4 guys here. And the bombers. I think the bombers are going this way. $75. No convoys. Okay, let's go on to the Chinese. 4 guys. Oops, 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 oops. Yeah, 4 guys. Okay. And over here, we want obviously to distract them as much as possible. We do not mind capturing some territory. And we want him to battle north, not south. And let's give a shot at this. Who knows? 1 round of combat. Maybe the Chinese guys are feeling lucky. All right, I'm going to go with the computer dice rolls. All right, 2 hits. All right. All right, he gets 1 back, and that might pay off. Remain. Nice. All right, good. All right, let's go back to, I think we're going to go to Quichao. Oh, we'll go to here. That is better than expected. Let's go here. Let's not go there. No, seriously, let's go there. He won't be able to resist. There's no way he resists this. He cannot resist. There is no way he doesn't fight that battle. 0, $18 for the Chinese. Okay, high pressure. This is a pressure situation too, so I can walk back into Yunnan after he walks back, even if he went to Burma. All right, the British. Extremely long turn. Like I said, I need my Navy Air Force is sufficient. And I think I can get stuff there. Okay, and I can put 2 more guys down here and 2 bombers if I really wanted to, or 2 fighters, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I can put 2 fighters from here down there. So now this is a sneaky bit of a play here because he could potentially um, send everything against this, take over if he got lucky. 7 versus 7. Nope, 6 versus 7. Let's build technology. No. Oh, maybe I did do technology. I'm going to do land for them. No, I don't want technology. It's too tight right now. Nope, I do not want to repair. And so, I mean, common sense says I need units in the Atlantic. Okay, I tell you what, he has no destroyers on the board. So actually, he has no destroyers at all on the board for any of the units. I want to buy two subs. I want to buy a sub. Um, okay, and we decided we're going to the east western, I think. No, we're placing here. And all right, so even if he wins this victory, I'll be able to get a sub into there next turn. And he'll be convoyed again. I do already have these two subs, though. I'm going to change that. All right. Could put a factory here that mutually supports India. I hate to be simplistic. I could just buy two aircraft, but I do find great value in air. That is my sort of go-to approach, even though I'm trying to build up a navy in the over here. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. Not convinced. Not convinced. Um, Not 100% convinced this is a good idea either. All right. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to buy a airbase. And then I'm going to buy a fighter. And then I'm going to buy. Okay, so then I'm going to buy a transport. I don't think he has any aircraft except that bomber up there. Does have a sub. Oh, I could send a destroyer up there to take care of that. But I've got units. Doesn't matter. Lend lease. I've got foreign units in there. Okay. Oh, I've got units over here. Haven't been used. Yes, that's great. Yes. There we go. Stranded units are the bane of my existence. Okay, and I'm going to just drop a bunch of those guys. He does have lots of air. Do I have enough anti-aircraft? Three. All right, I'm going to buy a couple of anti-aircraft. Mostly want to, if he's coming in, I mostly want to shoot down those planes. Calcutta is not that valuable. All right, I'm going to go with this. All right, good. All right, let's see what we can do. Okay, right away we will bring. We'll block him. So this is the blocking point. 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right, and then we will just we can send things back. We'll respond, and I don't need to send it back any further. We'll send these two guys back. And we'll send these guys forward. All right, I think we will go here. pick up a couple guys, move them down here to move them there in a minute. And I think we're going to do something crazy. I think we're going to say move these down here as well. It's what I have available. That'll give me 2, 4, 7 units versus 4. Bombers will be taken last. And then this, I don't know about that bomber thing. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that bomber thing. What am I talking about? That's why I built a factory there. So even if you took them out, this is interesting. I'm actually trapping them there. Okay, this goes over here. Can the Moscow? I don't think they can, but let's see if they can. No kidding. All right, cool. And then I'll just send all these guys down here to Greece. All of a sudden, putting a lot of pressure on Italy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Greece is mutually supporting the Moscow. And I will send these guys back down there. I think that's pretty good. Oh, maybe we should try to get some German bombers up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, British bombers. His bombers are off land. Yeah, I'm trying to win in the Atlantic and the mid in a pretty big way. Okay. Oh. Oh, you know what? We're going to send those American bombers. We're going to edit that. We're going to send these American bombers. No, I can't. Whoops. Sorry. Nowhere. Just kidding. All right. Oh, I didn't need that. I was supposed to edit that back on. These American fighters were supposed to go back onto the carriers. All right. And because I didn't bring this over. Okay, the transport is key here. Okay. We're going to send this back over here. The Italian bomber. I don't like that thing. All right, I'm going to send one of the fighters that was here in Crete. 1, 2, 3, 4 to. Just going to do that and edit. 1, 2, 3, 4 to Gibraltar. I will need a fighter on that. Actually, I'll just keep one of the Americans on. Okay. Then that French cruiser can actually go over here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So these will go in station. Let's make sure he gets targeted. And then this is gonna. I want to make sure he loses these points. This all looks pretty good. I could send these bombers, aircraft here. One, two. No, I can't. Three, four. Nope. All right. I think that's all pretty good. Oh, this will go up. All right. Over here. Blocker. Shocker. Let's do it. No. Okay. One hits. He gets two, of course. His Italians are doing amazing. I can't believe that. And oh, he misses finally. Hits. Man, doing it the hard way. Victory. And those British can end up here. And then these guys go here. Like I said, if he kills them, doesn't really matter because I have a factory here. Okay, good. That is it. Okay, so I put, where did I want an airbase? It's early. Sure. The airbase. Oh, I originally wanted it in Egypt. That was a strange purchase. All right, and I had wanted that over here. And with $32. All right. Looks good to me. All right, convoy rolls. Bunch of convoy rolls for 36. Ends with $17. All right, I'm going to look at Italy. So Italy could mess around here. I think he probably will. I don't know. Italy will probably, I think it's pretty inert right now. Just buy some more. His bomber could attempt this. I don't think he will. Probably bomb the factory. So I'm going to keep going past Italy. I don't think he has $35. Um, that's a mess up, which means the Allied Axis income is not quite right. All right, so that should be a pretty good convoy, bringing him down to zero. And what is Anzac going to do? It is not going to buy technology. It is going to invade Borneo when I get a chance. All right, so he's got a big navy down there. He wants to get the Money Islands. Here we're going to buy a replacement aircraft carrier because I think we're going to. No. Oh my. Do you see what I see? Oh my. Oh, that's a nice opportunity. Gotcha. Mm. All right. That's super. I'm going to buy destroyers. Need my blockers. Okay. Trying to gum up the works. Destroyer wars. Okay, so what I saw was I can take this up here, take these two into Philippines. As far as I know, he has no one on Philippines. This can fall back. These two guys could attack Rostov. I'll attack Rostov. And I'm going to take one guy. Oops. See if I can do this. Grab this guy. Nope, can't do it. I can go here and just drop them off. And then this one is here. And then I can finally acclimate Dutch New Guinea. Oops. Okay, I'm suddenly very hungry. All right, that'll take care of that. This is going to go as a blocker for this. So I'm going to allow him to come my way. That'll be it. All right, I need to confirm that those are the only things there. I was pretty sure though. Real quick, I'm gonna go on my phone to Schultz C6. There it is.
That's Japan turn 6.
Ah,
Schulte out.
no.
3 infantry in Shantung. There's 1 infantry in Iwo. C-Zone 6 has 2 destroyers. Tokyo has 11 infantry, 3 anti-aircraft guns. And then Korea has 8 infantry and an anti-aircraft gun. That's Japan turn 6.
Oh, wait. It does look like he has more things there.
4 fighters. Guangxi, 3 aircraft carriers with 5 fighters and 1 dive bomber.
No, there's nothing there
Hong
except
Kong
for
has 3.
bombers. Yes, baby. Free bombers. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got bombers in my tummy. Oh. All right. I'm going to put this down here. Okay, I'm going to put this here. He'll be able to attack it, but not attack the sub. It's going to give me options everywhere he can go, except none coming into 30. 30, 38. And I could do that. I could. All right, we're good. And I will accept the dice rolls. Hits. Oh, he gets a hit. You got to be kidding me. Okay, I killed both of his bombers. That's nice. Miss. Oh, he gets me a retreat. Can't get lucky everywhere. Okay, there we go. Activate that. He's still convoyed. Oh, he is still blocked. Check that out. He's still blocked. And this guy goes land. All right, good. That's it. And I keep moving. Okay, let's go to done. 2 blockers. Okay, $25. Collect 15. Nice. All right, French. I've got to be careful here because he kind of. Okay, this French guy is not needed here because he's an extra blocker. So I'm going to get him out of the action and actually go here. Oh, shucks, can't do that. I'm going to throw up a blocker here only because it just clogs him up. He can't move anywhere without combat. Might be able to get a plane or two there. And then this one, he could have attacked this guy. So if he doesn't, I suppose I would move here. This French dude is going to do 1 round of combat right here. Come on, you can win. And Scout will go down here. I think it's time. Land on one of the transports, aircraft carriers. This guy can come, go forward. French destroyer would go here. Cruiser would go there. All right, that is the Allied turn. I don't think there's any Russians in the Japanese areas. So I'm going to do a big recap. So we're going to do the battle. Come on. He misses. I'm retreating. All right. It's kind of a silly. If he gets lucky, he gets lucky. All right, let's do the big recap. We have in 125 a British and a Russian sub. England has 10 infantry, 1 mech, 5 anti-aircraft, and 2 French fighters. There's a transport in 106, I think it is. Yeah, and then infantry, artillery in Quebec. There are 6 infantry, 6 transports, 2 infantry, and 2 anti-aircraft in 101. 3 British infantry in French Guiana. I need those there. Infantry in Gibraltar with an American fighter in 92 is a sub. And transport during the Italian turn, the French cruiser was here. 2 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 infantry, 2 mech, 1 artillery, 1 tank in Morocco. And Algeria also. Morocco also has British infantry and tank. 2 French dudes in Tunisia, 1 British fellow in Malta. There are 7 French guys, 3 bombers, 2 American soldiers, and 1 diver in Greece. In 97, there's 3 aircraft carriers, 1 for the British destroyer and 4 fighters. There's also a French cruiser and fighter. The Americans have a transport, cruiser, and destroyer and fighter. And in Alexandria, there's artillery. In Egypt, there's a fighter. There's a French dude if he survived Kenya, traveled from Kenya, in Anglo Egyptian Sudan, and a British mech in Congo. 2 British dudes in Italian Somaliland with 2 Russian mechs, 1 transport in 76, Russian factory in Iraq, 3 mechs in East Persia, 3 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft in India, 12 infantry, 5 mech, 1 tank, 1 artillery, 3 anti-aircraft, and 1 Anzac dude in Burma, 2 infantry in Shan, 2 infantry in Sumatra, as well as in Celebes, 1 blocking destroyer in 37, British, 1 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft, Anzac in Java, 1 destroyer in 43, which needs to roll 2 dice. I'm going to roll 2 dice for you, Schultze, because you failed to roll for convoy. Here we go. Convoy 3 and 3. So you lose 3. Who's $4? You lose $4 for Borneo. And then there's an anti-aircraft that killed 2 Japanese bombers, 1 fighter and 1 aircraft carrier in 35, French destroyer in 20. Anzac now controls Dutch New Guinea with an infantry, and in 45 a sub and transport in 54, 5 infantry, 1 tank, 1 artillery, 2 mech, 1 anti-aircraft, 2 destroyers in 62 with artillery in New South Wales. There is an American destroyer off Okinawa, 2 infantry and a transport, and in Season 6, as well as a battleship, 5 aircraft carriers, 8 fighters, 1 heavy dive bomber, 3 subs, and 5 destroyers. There's a sub in 7, a bomber in Soviet Far East, 2 mech in Alaska, 2 transports in 10, 2 heavy bombers in Western United States, 2 anti-aircraft in British Columbia. Russia, 4 American bombers, heavy bombers in Moscow, 2 fighters, 3 Anzac fighters. I could have killed that. Okay, I wanted to send the Anzac fighters down to Greece. Okay. They go to Greece. I just don't want to lose those forces. Anzac fighters in Greece. Okay, that helps the situation. Anzac infantry and French infantry in Caucasus. 2 American fighters, 2 dive bombers, in addition to 2 Russians in Bryansk, 2 mech, 4 tank, 3 fighters, 1 diver, 7 anti-aircraft, 2 infantry in Moscow, and 1 mech in Archangel, and 2 Russians in Somaliland. That is the big American turn. Okay, I want to stop sharing. Oh, money. I could have looked at money. And let me share again. The ALA axis are not correct. You are screen sharing. I want to, participants can see your screen. I think I'm still live. Yes. I just want to look at the money. Okay, 218 for money. And then, and this is off. This is not correct. My prediction is 163, 359 for units, 293, 2393 for total unit value. All right, that's correct. 36. Ending this meeting. Stop sharing.